Alright, Niners fans, do not panic. The Falcons were obviously the better team the other day, but I think that we still have a lot to take away from these first 5 games of the season. We're coming into our bye week at 3-2. Clearly, we could have won that Minnesota game. We were a couple seconds from winning that game. The Falcons game, they were clearly the better team, so that's alright. It's going to happen. We're not a super talented team. We're just a tough team that's supposed to be built on discipline. Now, speaking of discipline, Dre Bly. No! Alright, what were you thinking? You get the ball, the guy on the Atlanta receiver, Roddy White, one of the fastest guys on the field, is still right next to you when you get the ball, and then you go like 10 yards and you start high-stepping and putting your hand behind your head and all kinds of nonsense before you even get there, trying to do a Dion or whatever. I don't know what it was you're doing, but obviously it backfired, and Roddy White stripped the ball out. They got the ball back. We were down by like 20 points or whatever it was at the time anyway. So I don't know what the point of that was. I think hopefully Singletary has already ripped him a new one, and if he hasn't, I'm sure he will this week, and he's already apologized for it. So, I think Bly is a good player, and I think he'll get over it and he'll come back. Now, Nate Clemens, what is your excuse? We paid $80 million to get you, and you play like this? In the preseason, he didn't look that great, but in this game, he looked terrible. He hasn't really looked that great in most of the games so far this year. And if he's supposed to be that shutdown corner, I have not seen it yet, guys. So, Michael Crabtree has finally decided to join us. Thanks a lot, Michael. So, he finally signs with us for a tiny bit more than he asked for in the first place, and he is basically still in the same slotted position that he was to begin with. And so he did all this for what? He took weeks out of the year for his development to go over something that was essentially petty, and that actually is going to end up probably costing him more in the end, because his free agency period is actually probably going to be cut short unless he plays his way into an earlier free agency. Instead of 6 years, it could be 5. And anyway, the whole contract is online. You can go ahead and look at it anywhere. But what the contract deal was, rather. But oh yeah, thanks a lot, MC Hammer. That was very generous of you to help out. But anytime that rap stars are giving somebody advice, that's I really cringe a little bit, because what do these people know really about pretty much anything? But he's with us, and we'll see what happens. But as far as I'm concerned, Michael Crabtree is starting at a below zero level with me in terms of what I think of him. He needs to really prove on the field that he was worth all that aggravation. As Mike Singletary likes to say, don't tell me, show me. So that's what we're looking for more from the 49ers players from here on out. Now, we have the bye week this week. In 2 weeks, we play at Houston, and then the week after that, we play in Indy. Now, to me, because I don't really like our chances at Indy, we have to win that Houston game. That is a huge game for us. To go 4-2 instead of 3-3 going into that Indy game is a big deal. So I'm really hoping we buckle down and get that victory. So keep it up, Niners fans. Don't give up hope. I think things are going to get better. They're already better than many of the pundits would have predicted at the beginning of the season, or did predict at the beginning of the season. So I like our chances. Keep it going. Sing for your catnip. Yeah? You want catnip?